Good evening and welcome to the Petaluma Community Access Board of Directors meeting for June 17, 2014. Would the secretary please call the roll? Our acting secretary.
I'll be the acting secretary. Cindy Thomas.
Here.
Kathy Rivas.
Here.
Neil Fishman. Absent. We have a vacancy for the secretary. Matt Pearson.
Here.
Rachel Moran.
Here.
Tim Williamson.
Here.
And John Bertucci is here. And it is 7:18.
Good. Thank you everyone for being here. Sorry we have the quorum tonight. Okay, we have no public comment requests, and so are there any Board of Directors comments, announcements?
Who wants to go first? I'll go alone.
I'll go after you, or before you, whatever you like.
I don't care. I'll flip.
Want me to flip a coin?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, the City of Petaluma is sponsoring a free e-waste event July 12th and 13th at Lucchese, 9 to 3 p.m. See website for further details, cityofpetaluma.net/e-waste. It's the same thing we do every year, twice a year. It's the July one. Second, I would like to challenge the membership of PCA to participate in the organization to consider becoming board members. We have difficulty keeping board members, and we have difficulty with their lack of attendance. Please consider attending meetings.
Sweet.
Like that?
I do.
I toned it down.
I like your teleprompter.
It's cheap. It's all we can afford.
I have to look over my glasses.
I just wanted to announce summer classes started yesterday for Santa Rosa JC at Petaluma campus. And there still is some late start classes and plenty of room if you're interested in taking any, pursuing any new skills or classes, or maybe something in between your next step to your next place in your career, or high school, wherever else. And also we're now taking registration for the fall, and we have a couple interesting classes we haven't offered for a while. I know we have an advanced video production course this year, which we haven't had for many, many years on campus. So I know that we have a group of students going out to a semester abroad in Paris this year in the fall. So lots of opportunities, santarosa.edu. That was it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a little one that I didn't get on my executive director's report. Is I just got an invitation to the VIP cocktail for the fair tomorrow night. If anybody would like to go, I'll be glad to hand this over. Cindy and I go annually, and it's fun, but it should be shared.
Does somebody else want to go? It's fun.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
5:30 to 7 in the wine
It
garden.
includes parking ticket too.
I'll
You
give
can
it to
take it
Cindy,
offline.
and you
Take
get
it
to, you get
Yeah.
to invite somebody. Well, what we do at PCA usually is we get passes, and we send people over with cameras to shoot footage at their pleasure, and then we put together wall-to-wall video. We don't really edit it. It's just kind of a fun experiment. This year we have 8 passes, and I have 2 staff members who've already claimed 1. So I have 6 passes. If you're a member, come on down and we'll get you to the fair, and all you have to do is bring us back some video.
Nice. George, are you out there?
Yeah, I'll give George a call.
Him with his GoPro.
Hopefully,
Okay.
hopefully this will be online before
Anything
tomorrow.
else? I would just like to say that the official calendar for the PCA Board of Directors election and members meeting, which is happening September
Nope.
25th.
No, it's October 7th. No, it's September 25th.
September
you're right.
25th. Yes, it was going to be October, but
Okay, great.
which is a Thursday.
A Thursday.
Thursday, September 25th. My point being that the calendar is complete, and are we going to put it online if anyone
Yeah.
wants to look at it? I mean,
We can. We're certainly going to
Yeah.
follow it. Thank
Okay.
you.
so
It helps a lot.
yeah, everyone's informed. And that's it for me. So I suppose we should take a look at the agenda and approve it. I think you've already all seen the agenda, yes? Do we have any modifications to this? I'm wondering if anyone would object to taking 11A new business and moving it first in the order of both old and new business.
I would suggest that also. I will move the agenda as modified.
Okay,
I'll second.
any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, we're good then. Okay, the approval of minutes for the May 20th meeting. Is there anyone who needs to take a look at those minutes?
I'm not here, so.
Right, so you're gonna,
Marcia's not on here.
you'll be abstaining
Yeah,
anyways.
she's not. We're gonna do that tonight.
Oh. Sorry.
Does anybody need to see the minutes, look at the minutes any further?
No.
I think we're all good. Did you see it? Okay. Any corrections? Okay, do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Okay. Let's see. Oh,
11A, you moved it up.
moved it up?
11A.
Yes, correct.
Well, you were flipping like you were trying to figure out where we were.
Yeah, I know,
thought
I have to read it, because I didn't memorize it. Okay. We're gonna go to item 11A real quick here, a discussion of possible action on board appointments and committee assignments. Marcia has been with us for a year now, and so her term has expired, and we need to consider reappointment of Marcia. Is anyone prepared to make a motion to do such?
Also move that we appoint Marcia secretary.
I'll second.
Okay,
Does she need to be appointed back to the board first?
yes, yes,
Well, that's
that's what we're
secretary.
doing, we're appointing
Back
her
to
to
the board.
order. She wasn't an elected,
Yeah, I said secretary, so I'll say to the board. Or
right,
revise it
an appointment
board.
to the board, yes. Okay, all right, so, there's a motion and a second to appoint Marcia back to the board of directors for PCA. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Okay, you're back.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, did you accept that nomination? Okay,
Do I have a choice?
So you're stuck in the middle.
all right. Do we wanna hold off on the committee assignments until it actually falls under new business?
Do we have to reappoint Marcia
Appoint her
as
secretary.
secretary first?
Oh, that's right, we need to do that.
What would you do without
I don't know, I think it should be the,
me? Start on time, huh?
I think she'd be the vice chair.
Nah,
Yeah,
Kathy likes that.
all right, so, we have a vacancy on our executive committee, which is the position of secretary, and so I'd like to take nominations for the secretary seat tonight, if we're prepared to do so. Are there any nominations for the position of secretary?
I'll nominate Marcia Trent for secretary.
Yay.
Boy, she's been on the board 3 minutes and she's already moved it.
Are you getting this? No.
Yes, I am.
Just in case.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions? Okay, we have a secretary now. We can get rid of this vacant right here. All right. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's all on the radio.
Okay. Let's see, we're here. Treasurer's report.
Well, I'll do that again.
Okay,
Second.
Neil's absent.
Neil's absent.
so-
So, we've got the financials. This is when it gets to be fun, actually, for me, because it's the end of the fiscal year and I can really see how much we saved, how much we spent. We're doing good. You all remember that we had a little alert, when was it? August, September, October. I think Adds Up had made an adding mistake and we started getting negative numbers. And part of that problem was the mistake, of course. It was a figure that was incorrectly entered into the budget spreadsheet. But it's also because we end up paying a lot of upfront costs like insurance at the beginning of the year. So we overspend ourselves and we catch up at the end of the year. The profit and loss budget performance shows that we actually have more money coming in than we anticipated. That's due to fluctuations in the PEG access fees, and they are accounted in a delayed manner. We're going to be ending second quarter of this year, but we won't get the check for 6 weeks, so there's no way that check can be applied to the fiscal year it really represents. So we're always a quarter behind. But if you look at the last page, you'll see that our yearly budget, we anticipated being at $612, and we have $18,000. So we've saved some money. And last year I was able to put $15,000 of that carryover into the second account at Summit, which is an unrestricted account. So we have about $35,000 in that account.
Nice.
So we're doing good.
Any questions for John?
Nice job balancing expenses again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, John. And
I'm up again
back
now.
to back, you're up.
Okay, staff did a marvelous job with the graduations. There were 3 of them last week. We brought on our access assistants. It's a great pool, and it adds confidence to have people we know instead of just volunteers. And we've got a marvelous field package. Zach has honed it down to a very lightweight, reliable system, easy to set up, and that grew through the Butter and Eggs Day Parade. And that's good. We did a forum for Jared Huffman really at the last minute. They announced it on a Thursday for the following Friday. Thomas covered it, and they were thrilled. They were way behind on their publicity. I think maybe 15 people came, but thanks to PCA, 1,500 will see it, and they were very happy about that. And we almost had another little league excitement. They had a playoff last Friday night. First time Little League played under the lights at Lucchese Center, and the mayor David Glass contacted us seeing if we could do a live. He wanted to do a live play-by-play, and we did that with the other playoffs. They were down south. They were a higher level, but we couldn't this time because there was no wireless connectivity to the ballpark, which we would have needed to get David's voice into the office to put on into our TV projection. But it was exciting for a little while. We've got a great window at Copperfields. Thank you, Kathy. That was fun.
It does look good.
It turned out nice. It's clean. I'd gone by a couple times and had to go into it because that back poster's
I checked it tonight and it's straight.
it's straight. Yeah, I went in once. It was way off at one point. And actually there was a little mix-up when I went in. They couldn't find the reservation, so I reserved again for next year. So we have another window in September of next year already reserved. The activities plan and budget, I should have brought it to you tonight, but because we are waiting for the RFP, which would completely transform the look of our budget and our plan, I gave John Brown a letter asking for delay, and there was no problem. So we'll follow that up. It'll be ready for next month. We'll talk about the RFP in the agenda. I will be taking a short vacation. I'll be leaving the office on Thursday and back on Monday the 30th. It was carefully chosen to fall between payroll and board meetings. And Thomas is going to need some time off in July, so it was the perfect time.
Hey,
Zach
John.
took last week off.
Going any place good?
My basement, my art studio. And when I'm in there, I might as well be on the moon, so. Final Cut Pro class, we had it scheduled for last Saturday, but we didn't have any sign-ups, so we scheduled it for June 28th. but we just changed that to July 12th. So we have another Final Cut Pro class on Saturday, July 12th. It's 6 hours in one day. Dan Vilava is going to come back and be the teacher, and Mario's going to be marketing it for us until we hire someone to do that. And we're still interested in summer internships. You get a free membership to PCA if you come in and work with us through the summer, and it's a lot of fun. And the last thing on my agenda here is the Rivertown Revival is July 19th. If the board is interested in a table there, the staff would be happy to set it up and make it work. But it really takes ambassadors for PCA to make it work. So you can get back to me on that one.
July 19th.
Of the three major events of this nature, there's the fair, which never really worked for us. The Rivertown Revival is a lot of fun and a lot of people, but it was very hot last time, and we worked. The best one is the Palooza, which is really designed as a community fair, and we got a lot of activity. That last one was at the Arts Center. I believe that's at the end of August, early September. So that's the one I really put all of our eggs into. But if you're interested in being on the scene at the River Revival, we can get our tent out and iced water.
I'll be here this year. Is that it?
That's it.
Any questions? Thank you, John. Okay, we have no items on the consent calendar. Any committees meet? Your finance committee needs to meet.
Yeah. And outreach too. We
Yeah, and
started the
outreach.
motion on
Yeah.
outreach, but
We need to meet.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need to take-
we could set the time afterwards. So
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay,
Yeah, so I don't forget it again.
we forgot the meeting. It's all right, we all do it. Okay, old business is up, and item 10A, discussion and possible action on the City of Novato RFP.
Well, I don't know what to say there. We had no contact at all from them since Zach and I were called in. They did call us back. No, they did call us back afterwards to clarify two other little items. So I sent them an email today saying, if we're still in consideration, we really should know, because if you want it running in July 1st, we need to get ready and mobilize. And I got an email back saying, I'll call you tomorrow for a notification. So I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I'll find out tomorrow whether we got it or not. We've decided that, through the summer, Zach and Thomas will be operating it until we can master it, and while we do the hiring process to hire people in Novato. We can assure it. It's a high-stress responsibility. We've devoted a lot of attention to the city, and it's paid off. But the city, we had an emergency tonight, and Zach was able to run over. If that were to happen in Novato, that's a longer drive, and there's traffic, and so it's a higher level of stress that I don't enjoy. But I think it's a good thing, and I'm glad we got the RFP in, and I'm excited about the call tomorrow. I'll let y'all know by email.
Yeah, I was gonna say, email you right away. Okay, no action there. 10B, discussion and possible action on the outreach coordinator hire.
Well, there's been a lot of action, and I need some help tomorrow, if anybody's free. The way it basically shook out, we had about 15 applications this
Wow.
time, which isn't a lot. I mean, I've had 60 or 70 at one time. But of the 15, I isolated 7 that were interesting. They all got telephone interviews. 3 of them fell out in the telephone interviews. And I told them on the phone. I could see it going that way. So we have 4 interviews, and we've scheduled them for tomorrow, which is my technically last day before vacation. So I would love to have a board member assist. Zach and I will be doing the interviews, And then the second interview that we did, Cindy will be taking my place on Saturday, if that's good with you. It could be either this Saturday or the next, but if that's possible, we could schedule the same four to come back a second time for a second review. I would be able to make my recommendation based on that. I like the idea of Zach being in the driver's seat. I think that's a good responsibility, and I will be, even if I'm on vacation, I will be available by the telephone. The last hire, Jason and Zach and I were on the phone a lot this Saturday after the interviews before we made the decision.
What time do you have the interview scheduled for tomorrow, John?
The whole calendar starts at 11:30 and it's over by 2:15.
Yeah, I could
That'd be
do
great.
that.
Thank you. I got a whole packet of resumes. In fact, I've got the same packet for you, Cindy, and the same packet for you. So,
Thank you, Kathy.
yes. So you'll see in there, there's the job description that we used last time. Zach reformatted it. We cribbed a model from San Rafael Access. It's basically the same information but reformatted. And usually it gets revised for the first meeting with the hire. So it's really tailored to that person and what we can get out of them. And I also added a little info sheet on interview questions that assess emotional intelligence. That's an interesting subject.
Yeah.
And I didn't give you all the pages I got with it. I just gave you the one page that summarized it. So you'll see that there's a calendar for the four interviews tomorrow. It's set up so each one gets a half hour and there's 15 minutes between, so they don't really cross paths. And then you'll see the resumes. I did phone interviews. I left my notes in there with each resume, but they're really telegraphic. So if you have any questions, you can call me. So that's it. We should have, if we successfully find somebody in this of these four, I would recommend that they come in to see me on Monday the 30th when I come back and start work on the 1st. And if we don't find anybody in these four, we have gotten by. If we were to get the Novato RFP, it would be a stretch to get by. But if we don't, we could get by and we could redo it again in July. But there are some good candidates here. And actually, Kathy, if you could come at 11 or 11:10,
Okay,
well, you and Zach and I can kind of
okay.
scale our approach. There are some concerns that we should apply to each of them based on the past
Okay.
and the present.
Exciting.
Yeah. And of course, Cindy, if you look that over before Saturday, I'd be happy to talk to you.
I'll look it over tomorrow on my lunch.
Okay. Well, my lunch is going to be spent with number 2.
Say I don't get a lunch tomorrow. Okay, so, old business is down, and under new business, we'll finish up item 11A.
One thing, the committee assignments. We just put Marcia back on the same
Right.
committee she was on.
That's what I was saying, is that we need to
okay.
finish up item
Yeah,
11A,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
which includes the, not just the appointments, but the committee assignments. And so, if you all look at your page 2 on your agenda, you see the, under item 9, reports of committees, that is the current structure of our committees.
No, we took Marcia's name out.
Yeah, all we need to do is see if Marcia's interested in outreach and development.
Yes, I am.
Oh, great. All right.
That will be updated.
Yeah, so, I would nominate Marcia to the Outreach and Development Committee.
Second.
Okay? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're good. You're back on that committee.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
And you automatically on the executive committee as secretary.
Yes. We will be on the executive committee automatically,
Okay.
or by default, as they say. So, I don't think we need to tweak anything more on the committees.
No.
I think we're good for right now.
Well, we're talking, maybe Matt, you and I could maybe somehow get together with
Yeah,
Neil.
let's set a date, but we have to wait for
Okay.
Neil to get
You're
back in town.
Right.
Vacations have conflicted. So, we'll talk afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna have to drop off that nominating committee.
I think so. Thank you for the calendar. We'll run with it.
Yeah. Okay. My job is done there. Okay. So, that takes care of 11A, so 11B, discussion on possible action on the ED contract. And last month, we put it off, we tabled it for this month.
On the off chance we'd have more board members. present.
Yeah, and as I recall, was somebody, you hadn't seen it,
I
right?
haven't seen it, I reviewed
You
it.
were the one that hadn't seen it,
Nor had Matt.
and, no, Matt's familiar with it, it's the same contract that we've,
Used for several years.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just was curious if there any other,
we made one modification, and that is that, we all felt that rather it be a 1-year contract, that we would, yeah, 3-year, right?
3 years.
okay, thank you. Well, I had proposed that a year or two ago, so.
Yeah, you
I'm okay
did,
with that.
yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah, John brought us the proposed changes last month.
Yeah, the last version had yellow highlighting for the changes, but they're basically the 3-year salaries and the termination date.
Here's the highlighted one, Matt, if you want it.
Okay.
And I just have one caveat to attach to the 3 years. In November of 2015, Zach becomes 26 and he loses his family's health insurance. And as a full-time employee, we have the obligation to deliver that. And that really isn't in the budget at this point. Our carryover could carry us over.
I was
for
gonna
a
say,
couple
can we
of
put that in
That's-
escrow?
Yeah.
That's also in a next fiscal year, it's not in the following.
years. It's-
Well, yeah, two things. We're not obligated to do it because of the physical size of the
We're
organization.
less than 50.
Yeah, not plus 50 employees. We don't have to.
Okay, but it,
But we have set the precedent of doing that before with Zach's predecessor. It just means we have to do some research on that, but that's 14 months away. 15
That's
months away.
not
Well-
on, this particular thing's not on the agenda, but I think
Yeah.
maybe it could be.
it needs to be considered, it's approaching, you
It's
know.
in our policies.
It's in our policies that we do offer full-time employees that, and I think it keeps a good employee here longer. And, so, you know, there's nothing that says we can't go back and renegotiate this in the sense that maybe, I go part-time and take less and then we bring Zach up faster. It could be a good transition. Just, I'm not saying that that's what we
So-
should do, but I'm just saying that we could
We
renegotiate.
could
this.
always renegotiate you down, I don't think we have to fight that much.
Yeah, as long as you don't try to spend more on me. That's all I'm.
Okay. I think we're good with your
I think we're
proposal.
good.
Well, and because of his age, his premium would be considerably less, say, than your premium.
Yes, and I've never had to request it because I'm covered by my wife who works for the school district.
Right.
So,
But should something happen there,
yeah, should something happen there, it would change everything, but we've been skating on that for 6 years now.
This is probably a good time to start looking at it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out.
Maybe while you're on vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
You should be able to get a good view of the health plan opportunities from your basement.
I'll have plenty of time to go to Kaiser and
Yes.
sit in the waiting room.
we had layoffs at Kaiser last week.
You don't have to.
Somebody with 35 years got laid off, so you can't, yeah, you can't count on your wife, and so we need to make it right.
Yeah, so, and I would add that, that was one of the things that made the RFP about quite attractive, because that would bring just enough in to recover it well.
Okay. So,
I have just, what is our insurance for employees? Is it covered through Kaiser? Is that what we
At
have?
the present, nobody is claiming insurance, we
Oh,
don't
okay.
have health.
So we have-
benefits. I was the only one eligible for it for years, Zach became full-time last year, and because he was covered by his
Right.
family, he waived his.
Right.
Yeah, remember
The
there's
last
that
person
hour.
we had
Right,
was,
right,
I think it
exactly.
was Francisco,
Francisco
and
was the
we
last
had that
person.
under Kaiser, cause
He
it
was
was,
under Kaiser.
I just didn't know what
Yeah.
what
We did
kind of plan,
Kaiser
Kaiser,
last
okay.
that doesn't mean we have to
No.
use them, but things look different. That was what, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
5 years ago?
Just when I joined the board, so about 5.
Cause I know, premiums in general, at least in my experience, for someone of his age, most of those premiums are running,
Couple of-
depending on what kind of plan you provide, but are
Deductible
running
versus,
somewhere
yeah.
between $200 and $300 a month. And we've always, in the past, have covered
Well,
full
My son-
premium.
Yeah, my son is 24 and it's 400 at Kaiser.
We'll have to add it to the agenda. We can talk about it at the finance committee.
Okay,
Because it's
That
really
would
a soft topic.
Okay.
We should,
okay.
we should,
alright, I was just curious.
Okay, so, you have any questions, Matt? From,
No,
okay,
nothing's not a surprise.
yeah, I know, I just have to make sure to.
Thank you for asking.
Yes. So, with that said, do we have a motion to approve the contract for the executive director?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those
Your
in
last
favor?
chance.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Okay,
thank
we're
you,
good.
let's go.
Okay. And that takes care of new
Do we have
business,
that?
so we are now at item 12, which is a closed session item. So we will adjourn this meeting, the open meeting, and, that's it.
I didn't know if it was.
Thanks for watching.